This is the light frequency no one expected. And it's not here simply to uplift, it's here to challenge, to disrupt, to awaken. It's a force so powerful, so raw, that it's not just illuminating the world, it's setting the very fabric of our reality ablaze. Imagine a light so intense, it doesn't simply shine. It strips away the illusions we've wrapped ourselves in, exposing every crevice of our inner worlds. It's like the universe is holding up a mirror, showing us not only the beauty we've been too afraid to embrace, but the darkness we've been avoiding for far too long. This isn't a light that gently guides you toward growth. No, this is a frequency that's here to force the evolution of our consciousness. It's here to push every hidden shadow into the open, dragging every suppressed fear, unresolved trauma, and unacknowledged truth into the light. Think of it as a cosmic detox, a cleansing fire that burns away all the stagnant energy we've accumulated over years, sometimes lifetimes. It's not here to be polite or gentle. It's here to unearth the parts of ourselves we've hidden away in the deepest corners of our psyche, the parts we thought we could forget, or that we didn't know how to heal. In a world where we're conditioned to keep up appearances, to bury our wounds behind smiles and distractions, this frequency is a wake-up call. It's a reminder that we can no longer hide behind our walls. The light it brings is so intense that it forces us to confront everything we've been running from, whether we're ready or not. The facade of normality that we've clung to is dissolving, and what's left is raw, unfiltered truth. The cracks are widening, and there's nowhere for the shadows to hide anymore. The truth will come out, not because we're seeking it, but because it's being demanded of us. As this energy floods the earth, it's shaking us at the deepest level, breaking down everything we thought was solid. It's a dismantling of the old paradigms, the outdated ways of thinking, the structures of control and limitation we've built up over time. But with this dismantling comes an opportunity for rebirth, for transformation. The very things that have kept us stagnant, the beliefs and patterns that have confined us, are being exposed to be healed or released. But let's be clear, this is not a passive process. This is not a frequency that will simply make things better. It's not going to neatly tie up the loose ends of our lives with a bow. This light is a catalyst. It's here to push us to evolve, whether we're ready or not. It's like a thunderstorm, torrential and powerful, sweeping away the debris in its path. It won't stop until everything that no longer serves our highest good has been washed clean. When this frequency meets the darkness within us, it creates a collision unlike anything we've seen before. It's the kind of transformative energy that shakes you to your core, forcing you to look at the parts of yourself you've long since ignored. It's almost as if the universe is saying, you cannot move forward without confronting this. Those buried emotions, the memories you thought you had let go of, the pain that's been lurking just beneath the surface. They're all rising now, demanding your attention. And though it might be uncomfortable, even excruciating, this is the healing we've been avoiding. The real question then isn't whether or not we can feel the shift, because it's already happening. The real question is, are we ready to face what's coming? Are we prepared to sit with our discomfort, to look at the parts of ourselves we've denied or buried? Can we honor the darkness as part of the journey, understanding that it's only through embracing both our light and our shadow that we can fully transform? For some, this light frequency may feel like a force of destruction. It may seem chaotic, overwhelming and all-consuming. But this destruction is not an end. It's a beginning. This is the ultimate test of our resilience, our willingness to release the old and step into the unknown. In this process, the universe is not asking us to be perfect. It's not asking us to have everything figured out. What it's asking is for us to show up, to be vulnerable, to surrender to the process of becoming, however messy and imperfect it may be. And for those who resist, those who try to cling to the old ways, the old identities, the old wounds, there will be consequences. The universe doesn't operate on our timeline or according to our preferences. It doesn't care if we're comfortable. What it cares about is our evolution, and it will keep bringing us the lessons we need, in whatever form they take. Whether it's through loss, change, or internal upheaval, this frequency will continue to push us forward until we're ready to rise. As the frequency intensifies, there will be moments of deep clarity. There will be times when everything falls into place and the fog lifts. These will be moments of awakening, moments when the truth of who we are becomes undeniable. But we must be willing to face it head-on. There is no shortcut through this process, no way to bypass the discomfort. We must allow ourselves to be reshaped, to let go of the identities that no longer serve us, and embrace the higher potential that lies beyond the illusions of the past. In the end, this frequency is not here to punish us. It's here to awaken us, to show us the way through the darkness into a more enlightened, more authentic version of ourselves. It's a gift, though it may not always feel like one. It's a force of nature, a wave of energy that will carry us to places we've never been and bring us face to face with the parts of ourselves we've long neglected. But it is through facing these parts that we will find our freedom. Think about it. Those old insecurities, those habits and patterns that have been silently dictating our lives, the fears we try to keep hidden, the wounds we've long buried. Right now, in this very moment, a light is flushing them all out. It's not just a metaphorical light, it's an energetic wave, an intense frequency that's sweeping across the world, peeling back layers of ourselves that we've long tried to ignore or protect. It's like our shadows are being put on display, not just for us to see, but for everything around us. It's uncomfortable, yes, but that's the point. Imagine this wave as a kind of mirror, reflecting back every part of you that needs healing, every area of your life that has been out of alignment. And in this moment, as it amplifies, it asks us to look deeper, to confront what we've kept hidden. This is the moment of truth, where everything that no longer serves us, those limiting beliefs, outdated perceptions, old trauma, is being brought to the surface. It can feel like an emotional storm, one that stirs up long-forgotten fears or unresolved pain. But in truth, it's this very discomfort that is part of the process of release and transformation. Your body right now is on high alert. Can you feel it? There's a buzzing in the air, a charged atmosphere, as though the very cells of your being are vibrating at a different frequency. This isn't something intangible. It's something that's affecting you physically. Some of you might already be noticing it. Sudden dizziness, tingling sensations coursing through your limbs, unexpected waves of fatigue that seem to hit out of nowhere, or even a sudden surge of anxiety that seems to come from the depths of your subconscious. You're not imagining it. This energy wave is so intense that your body is reacting instinctively, almost as if it's under attack, but doesn't quite know what it's fighting against. Picture it like this. Your body is undergoing an energetic detox. Every cell, every organ, every system is recalibrating to align with the new frequency of energy that's flooding the planet. It's as if the fabric of reality itself is shifting, and your physical form is being asked to adjust in real time. This might feel like you're being pulled in different directions, as if you're being asked to let go of everything that's weighed you down. Old fears, unhealthy attachments, emotional baggage that you didn't even realize you were carrying. It's like a massive internal spring cleaning, sweeping out the clutter that's kept you from living in your full potential. The fatigue you're feeling? It's not just exhaustion from physical exertion or lack of sleep. It's your body shifting energy to make room for something new. It's your energy field recalibrating, adjusting to this new wave of frequency. Some people might describe it as feeling zapped, like you've been given a quick electrical shock. Others might sense that they are tuning into a completely new frequency of energy, one that is unfamiliar, yet somehow comforting. And while it can feel overwhelming at times, remember that this is part of the process of ascension, growth, and healing. This is an invitation to lean into it. Rather than resist, allow yourself to surrender to the flow of energy that's passing through. The discomfort, the uncertainty, the overwhelm, it's all part of your own personal awakening. As the light intensifies, it forces you to release what has been holding you back. It demands that you confront what has been lurking in your unconscious mind and urges you to shed old skins that no longer fit. You might feel like you're in an emotional storm, but understand that every wave you ride through is bringing you closer to a higher version of yourself. The truth is, you don't need to deserve this light. It's already here for you. It's not about earning it. It's not about being worthy in the traditional sense. It's about being open to receiving it. It's about letting go of the belief that you have to prove something, or that you have to be perfect to experience growth. This light doesn't care about your past mistakes, or whether you've always done everything right. It's simply a force of nature, one that's here to help you evolve and transcend. So as you feel this wave moving through you, as you experience the physical and emotional shifts, remember, this is not an attack. This is not a punishment. This is a profound recalibration, a reset of sorts, and it's asking you to release what no longer serves you. Yes, it may feel uncomfortable, but that discomfort is the signal that something deeper is shifting within. The light is making space for new beginnings, new growth, and a more aligned version of yourself. Take a deep breath and allow your body to adjust. The fatigue is temporary, anxiety will pass, and this moment of discomfort will lead you to greater clarity and purpose. Trust that everything happening now is a necessary part of your journey. Allow yourself to embrace this shift, for it is taking you exactly where you need to go. What's happening right now is that you are undergoing a profound energetic shift. It might feel strange, uncomfortable, or disorienting, but know that this is not a random series of events. It is a deep process of transformation. Your being is adjusting to a higher vibration, one that is pushing out anything that no longer aligns with your true essence or highest potential. Think of this shift like your internal system cleaning house. It's clearing away outdated beliefs, old emotional patterns, and energy that has accumulated over time, some of which may no longer serve you. These energetic shifts are necessary for your growth and expansion. The symptoms you may be experiencing, whether physical, emotional, or mental, are actually indicators that this transformation is happening. It's common to feel physical discomfort, such as dizziness, sudden fatigue, or even aches and pains in places that seem out of the ordinary. While these sensations may seem concerning, they are in fact signs that your body is recalibrating itself to this higher frequency. Think of it like shedding old layers of skin, releasing outdated cells so that new, healthier ones can take their place. The discomfort, while intense at times, is a natural part of this process. Your body, mind, and spirit are being attuned to a new frequency, which means that the old, denser energy has to be cleared away. The next time you feel a sudden wave of exhaustion or lightheadedness, try not to view it as just an unpleasant symptom. Instead, understand that it's a sign of your energetic system leveling up. shifting out old patterns to make space for the new. And the transformation is not just physical, it is deeply emotional as well. Along with the physical changes, there's an emotional wave that often accompanies the energetic upgrade. It's as though the light is working through you to bring up unresolved emotions, old traumas, or deeply held fears that you may not even consciously recognize. One moment, you may feel completely fine, and the next, you might find yourself overwhelmed with sadness, anger, frustration, or even bursts of joy that seem to come from nowhere. You might cry for reasons that feel hard to explain or laugh unexpectedly without knowing exactly why. This emotional roller coaster is actually a good sign. It means that the light is exposing and clearing out the shadows within you. These emotional surges may feel intense, and you may even struggle to make sense of them. However, it's important to remember that this is part of the process of spiritual awakening and growth. The emotions you're experiencing are not necessarily a reflection of what's happening in your life at that moment, but rather they are a manifestation of old energy being released from your system. The emotional intensity is a natural byproduct of this energetic cleansing process. It's the light pushing out the dense, unprocessed emotions, creating space for deeper clarity and inner peace to emerge. You might also find that your thought patterns and perspectives are shifting. Things that once felt important might suddenly seem trivial, and vice versa. People, places, and experiences that you once felt drawn to may begin to lose their appeal. This is part of the recalibration too. You're aligning more deeply with your authentic self and the things that truly resonate with your soul's path. As your vibration rises, you may find that old friendships or relationships no longer feel in sync with who you are becoming. This can be challenging, but it's part of the process of moving into alignment with a higher truth. This is not a process that happens overnight. It's gradual, and sometimes it feels like a slow and steady unfolding. However, each day, you're becoming more attuned to who you truly are. Your body is learning how to hold more light, your heart is learning how to expand more fully, and your mind is learning to operate at a higher level of consciousness. With each step, you're becoming more of the person you were always meant to be. During this time, it's important to be gentle with yourself. You might find that you need more rest, more solitude, or more space to process what's coming up. Trust that your journey is unique, and there's no right way to go through it. It can be helpful to meditate, journal, or engage in practices that help you stay grounded and connected to your higher self. Trust that whatever you're experiencing is exactly what you need in this moment, and that the process itself is unfolding for your highest good. It may also be helpful to remember that transformation isn't just about what's being released, it's about what's being made possible. As you clear away the old, you make room for something far more expansive and aligned with your soul's deepest desires. You are not just clearing away the past, you are paving the way for a brighter, more empowered future. Embrace the discomfort, knowing that each wave of emotion or physical shift is bringing you closer to your higher self, to the life you're meant to live. Each emotional wave you experience is not merely an arbitrary feeling. It's a powerful surge of energy leaving your body, rising from the depths of your being to the surface. These are the emotions we often suppress, dismiss, or hide from ourselves, either because they feel too overwhelming to process, or because we've learned to ignore them over time. But now, as you awaken to a higher frequency, these emotions are being pushed to the forefront, demanding to be acknowledged. What you are experiencing is not random, nor is it something to fear. It is an essential part of your healing journey. This is emotional purging, an essential and often uncomfortable step in your transformation. The new frequency that is flowing into your life isn't just about physical healing. It's clearing you on an emotional and energetic level as well. When you begin to feel these waves of anger, sadness, or even frustration, it's important to recognize that these emotions aren't foreign to you. They've been with you all along, buried beneath layers of time, circumstances, and experiences. They are like sediment that's been settled at the bottom of a clear pond. But now, as the water is stirred by the vibrations of the new energy, all that buried emotional debris rises to the surface. This process can feel chaotic at times, like an emotional storm wreaking havoc within, but it is necessary for your emotional and spiritual growth. As difficult as it may be to endure, this emotional upheaval is actually part of a much larger process. The truth is, as much as we resist pain, discomfort, and the feeling of vulnerability, these emotional waves are helping to clear the inner landscape. The light that is flooding your being isn't just illuminating your physical body. It's purging old wounds, unresolved traumas, and limiting beliefs from deep within your subconscious. What you're experiencing is a powerful release, a detoxification of the soul, and it's preparing you for something far greater. These emotions, no matter how intense, are temporary. They will not last forever. Think of them as the storm clouds before the rainbow. Just as a thunderstorm clears the air, your emotional storm is clearing your inner world, leaving you lighter, freer, and more balanced than before. The process is never easy. It can feel overwhelming at times, like a tidal wave of emotion crashing over you without warning. But understand that this is part of the recalibration process. As the emotional storm passes, you will find that you have a greater sense of clarity and emotional harmony than you've had before. You'll be able to see things with fresh eyes, unclouded by the baggage of the past. The fog of old grief, anger, or fear will begin to lift, and in its place, a new sense of calm and balance will emerge. The emotional healing that's happening within you is creating space for a new emotional landscape, one that is more authentic, aligned with your true self, and able to experience deeper love, joy, and peace. What's important in this process is to remember not to resist the waves of emotion, even though they may feel intense. The more you try to hold them back or push them down, the stronger they may become. Instead, embrace them, even if just for a moment. Let them wash over you, acknowledging their presence and allowing them to move through you. Just like the ocean's tides that flow in and out, your emotions are not meant to stay stagnant. They are meant to be experienced, released, and allowed to pass. This is the key to emotional freedom: to feel without attachment, to process without judgment, and to release without regret. The light that is clearing your old emotions is also freeing you from the need to carry them any longer. As this new light settles within you, it doesn't just affect you on the inside. It begins to ripple outwards, affecting everything around you. Relationships, circumstances, your very surroundings. All of it is being shifted by this new frequency that's awakening within you. You may start to notice that people, places, and situations you once felt comfortable with no longer align with your energy. Things that once felt familiar or even comforting may now seem off, as if they are vibrating at a different frequency. And that's because they are. As you evolve and expand into this new space of emotional clarity, the things and people around you must also evolve to match your new energetic state. Some relationships may begin to fade away, while new ones that are more aligned with who you are becoming, will begin to emerge. This shift can feel unsettling at first. We often resist change because the familiar feels safe, even if it no longer serves us. But as you continue to clear out old emotional baggage and align with your higher frequency, you will begin to attract what truly resonates with your authentic self. You'll find that the universe, in its infinite wisdom, has a way of guiding you toward the people, experiences, and environments that will support your growth and evolution. You may suddenly feel drawn to new interests, new communities, or even new locations, places where your energy feels a sense of belonging. Similarly, things that once gave you comfort or satisfaction may begin to lose their appeal, and you may find yourself questioning long-held beliefs or habits. This is part of the process of recalibration. Your inner world is shifting, and as it does, so too does your outer reality. Remember, this journey is not about perfection. It's about evolution. It's about becoming more of who you truly are, free from the constraints of past emotional wounds or limiting beliefs. As you continue to ride the waves of emotion that rise to the surface, trust that each wave is a step closer to the healing and freedom you seek. The storms will pass, and when they do, you will be left standing in a place of greater emotional strength, clarity, and peace. This process isn't something you have to deserve or earn. It's a natural part of your growth. Trust that you're exactly where you need to be, and allow yourself the grace to experience the full range of emotions that arise. For as they leave, they make room for something beautiful to take their place, an inner peace and harmony that you've always had within you, waiting to be rediscovered. Your energy field is undergoing a profound shift, evolving to align with a higher vibration that reflects who you are becoming. As this transformation takes place, you may find yourself naturally gravitating toward people, places, and experiences that resonate with this new frequency. This is not a random occurrence, but rather a reflection of the deeper recalibration happening within you. Your energy is clearing space for new connections and opportunities, while gently releasing those that no longer serve your growth or reflect your true essence. It's as if you're being guided toward everything that will support your journey on a deeper, more authentic level. As a result, you might notice changes in your relationships. Old friendships could shift, and you may feel the need to create more distance from certain people or situations. This is not something to fear or resist. It's a natural part of the energetic realignment. People who no longer align with your vibration may start to fall away, and new connections that resonate more deeply with your evolving energy may come into your life. Trust the process. This is a sacred moment of growth, one where you are being drawn to those who can truly nourish you on this new level of consciousness. Some of the experiences you encounter during this time may feel coincidental or insignificant, but in reality, there's no such thing as coincidence. These are signs of the recalibration happening in your life. The universe is always at work, guiding you toward what you need in order to continue growing. You might be led to certain places or activities that seem to appear out of nowhere. But in truth, they are the breadcrumbs that guide you back to your soul's path. Even if these new directions feel unfamiliar or even unsettling at first, trust that they are leading you to exactly where you need to be. This transformation is not simply about shifting external circumstances. It's about aligning with a frequency that is closer to your highest potential. The energy you're tuning into is light, the kind of light that transcends physical form, operating on a frequency beyond what we can see or hear with the naked eye. However, this light is still very much tangible. It may be felt as a subtle hum or a soft ringing in your ears, as though something is vibrating just beyond your awareness. For those of us who are sensitive to these frequencies, this sound of light can be incredibly profound, almost as though it's speaking directly to your spirit. Imagine this frequency like a cosmic radio signal, carrying with it a message from the universe. This signal is so finely tuned that only those who are attuned to it can feel its resonance. For some, it may be a soft pulse, like the beat of a distant drum, or a faint buzz that seems to vibrate within the very cells of your body. It's not just a passive experience. This frequency actively interacts with your energy field, drawing you closer to the life you're meant to lead. For those who are open and receptive, this light isn't just something that surrounds you. It's something that moves through you. It may manifest as a deep sense of knowing, an intuitive pull towards certain actions or decisions. It could come through as bursts of inspiration, creative flow, or sudden moments of clarity that guide you forward. The more you align with this higher frequency, the more attuned you become to the subtle energies around you. You start to recognize the sacredness in the seemingly mundane, seeing everything through the lens of your soul's deeper purpose. This frequency is alive, it's dynamic, and it is deeply interconnected with your personal growth. As you rise to meet it, you may experience moments of intense clarity or bursts of energy, as though your whole being is being realigned and upgraded. And just as a radio can pick up a signal and play it, so too can you tune in to the unique frequency of your highest potential. This is not something that happens overnight. It's a gradual process of expansion and attunement, where your life begins to reflect the higher truth of who you are. As you continue this journey, be gentle with yourself. Allow the shifts to unfold naturally, and trust that the people, places, and experiences that no longer serve your highest good will naturally dissolve or fall away. The more you focus on what feels aligned, the more you will attract situations and connections that resonate with your transformed energy. This is the beauty of your energy field adjusting and recalibrating. You are being pulled towards something greater, something that is in perfect harmony with your soul's purpose. When light radiates with such intensity, it's not merely a visual phenomenon, it's a full-bodied experience. Imagine it not as something that merely illuminates the space around you, but as a force that reverberates through your very being. It's as though the light isn't just reaching you, it's entering you, engaging with your deepest layers, stirring something within that words often fail to describe. It's as if your body itself is becoming an antenna, its frequency tuning into something far beyond the usual realm of sight and sound. You're not just seeing the light, you're feeling it, sensing it, becoming attuned to its rhythm. This isn't a light that passes unnoticed. It has a presence, a weight, an energy that demands attention, not in an overt, brash way, but in the quiet hum of a frequency that vibrates at a different rate. It's almost like your senses are being recalibrated, shifting out of the ordinary and into a heightened awareness. For some, this may manifest as a subtle tingling, a soft hum in the chest, or warmth travelling down your limbs. These are not random sensations. They are indicators that something extraordinary is unfolding, something beyond the physical realm, something cosmic. If you've ever experienced the sensation of hearing a sound when no one else can hear it, or feeling an unexplainable rush of emotion, as if you've tapped into a deeper layer of consciousness, you might be tuning into this very frequency. For those who are empaths or naturally sensitive to energies, these feelings can be even more pronounced. Your body becomes a vessel for the energies at play, processing them in ways that go unnoticed by the untrained eye. You might even find yourself momentarily disoriented, as if you're experiencing someone else's heartbeat or feeling a strange energy pulse that doesn't seem to belong to you. These sensations, as peculiar or unsettling as they might seem at first, are not accidents. They are part of a greater recalibration that's happening, not just within you, but within the world itself. These shifts in energy, these waves of light, are a kind of invitation. They are calling us to awaken, to become more attuned to the subtler forces that shape our existence, and to listen to the messages that often go unheard in the noise of our everyday lives. When the light feels this powerful, it's more than just illumination. It's a message, a call to awaken and step into something greater. This frequency is not simply a fleeting moment of illumination. It's a doorway to a deeper understanding, a bridge to higher levels of consciousness. It is urging us to let go of old ways of seeing and sensing the world, and to embrace a new perspective, one where we acknowledge that there is more to our experience than meets the eye. In a world where we're conditioned to rely on logic and physical perception, this light challenges us to embrace the unseen, to trust in the intangible. It asks us to expand our awareness, to acknowledge that there are dimensions of reality that exist outside of the realm of what we can touch or measure. This light is a reminder that we are connected to something vast and greater than ourselves, something that transcends time and space and calls to us in the quietest of moments. For those who are sensitive, these shifts may be felt most acutely in times of transition, when you're on the cusp of change or at a turning point in your life. The intensity of the light can mirror the intensity of your personal transformation. It may feel overwhelming, even disorienting, but it's precisely in these moments of discomfort that growth occurs. It's a sign that you're stepping into a new chapter of your life, one where the boundaries of your old self are being pushed and redefined. And this is where the true power of this light lies, not in its mere presence, but in its ability to activate change. It has the power to dissolve old patterns, to cleanse stagnant energy, and to ignite the dormant potential within you. This is the frequency of creation itself, urging you to embrace the unfolding process of becoming. It invites you to trust the wisdom of your body, to listen to the subtle cues that guide you on your path. When you start to notice these shifts in energy, these waves of light, and the sensations that accompany them, it's important to recognize that you are not alone in this experience. These frequencies are being felt across the globe, stirring the collective consciousness in ways that are often invisible to the eye. You're part of a much larger web of energy, and each time you tune into these shifts, you strengthen your connection to this greater network. This is a time of awakening, a time to tune in to the higher vibrations that are calling us to rise above the limitations of the material world. And if you're experiencing these sensations, know that you're not imagining it. This light is real. It's as real as the thoughts you think and the emotions you feel. It's a reminder that there's more to this world than meets the eye, that we're all part of an ongoing cosmic dance that's unfolding in real time. What if the personal truths we uncover also expose the lies that have been silently shaping our lives? This light, which is awakening something deep inside us, isn't just illuminating the shadowed corners of our own minds. It's pulling back the curtains on the very illusions we've accepted as reality. This light is forcing us to reckon with the narratives we've been told and often unconsciously believed about the world, about others, and even about ourselves. It's as though we are suddenly able to see through veils we never even realized existed. The world we've long thought of as solid, dependable, and familiar is now feeling unstable, and the structures that seemed unshakable are beginning to crumble. In a world where we've been conditioned to accept certain truths without question, this shift in energy is like a seismic event. It's not just about the light shining on our individual lives, but on the collective, illuminating the lies we've been sold. This energy is not merely a passive force, it's an active catalyst, a reminder that reality is fluid, and that much of what we've been taught to believe is either incomplete, distorted, or outright false. We've been so accustomed to living in a world of half-truths that the real truth, when it finally emerges, can be disorienting. The comfort of certainty is being replaced by the discomfort of awakening. Yet paradoxically, it's in this discomfort that true freedom lies. This light is urging us to question not just the things we've been told, but everything we once accepted as normal. It's pushing us to explore the very foundations of our beliefs, to scrutinize the assumptions we've made about the world and our place within it. As we begin to uncover these truths, we're also unearthing the lies that have been woven into our lives like threads of a fabric we never thought to inspect. Truth, as we are realizing, is not just a personal journey. It's a collective awakening, a shared process of uncovering what has been hidden from us for far too long. This awakening isn't just about personal growth. It's about shifting the entire consciousness of humanity. In this moment of transformation, many of us are feeling a deep sense of dissonance. The relationships we once thought were secure are starting to feel out of place. The work that once felt fulfilling now seems empty. The routines that kept us grounded are now triggering a sense of restlessness. Truth may be uncomfortable. It may not always align with our previous understanding of reality. But that's its very purpose: to awaken us from our slumber, to challenge us to rethink everything we once took for granted. When we allow ourselves to truly see, the old paradigms fall away, and we step into a new world, one that is free from the shackles of illusion and full of infinite possibility. This is the path of evolution, not just as individuals, but as a collective species. And while the process may be messy, uncertain, and even painful at times, it is ultimately one of great transformation. For when we shed the layers of falsehoods, what remains is the raw, unfiltered truth of who we truly are. And that is where our true power lies. This is not just a time of awakening, it's a time of liberation. We are breaking free from the narratives that have confined us and stepping into the vast, unknown territory of our own potential. The journey ahead may not always be easy, but it is one that holds the promise of a more authentic, truthful, and liberated existence. The light that has begun to shine within us is not just for our own healing. It is a beacon for the world, illuminating the way for all those who are ready to awaken. And in this collective awakening, we will find the courage to embrace our deepest truths and create a reality that is built on authenticity, integrity, and love. This light is more than just a beacon of clarity. It's a profound invitation to step into your own truth. It's a call to peel away the layers of illusion that have kept you from recognizing the full potential of who you are. In a world that constantly bombards us with external expectations, pressures, and distractions, it's easy to forget that the most important journey we can take is the one that leads us back to ourselves. This light isn't just a momentary spark. It's a steady flame that calls us to remember what is real, what is authentic, and what has always been within us, waiting to be recognized. Often, we find ourselves holding on to things that no longer serve us simply because they are familiar, because they represent a version of ourselves that we thought we had to cling to in order to be accepted or loved. These attachments, whether to old beliefs, toxic relationships, or outdated versions of our own identity, are like chains, subtly binding us to a past that has long since expired. This light is offering us the courage to break those chains, to let go of the false identities and limiting beliefs that have been holding us in place. It is calling us to trust the discomfort that arises when we begin to question the stories we've been telling ourselves. It's through that discomfort, through that space of uncertainty, that we discover what is truly ours to claim. As the light illuminates the path before us, we might feel a deep sense of vulnerability, as though we are being asked to stand bare and unprotected in the face of all that we've hidden or denied. But this vulnerability is not weakness. It is the strength of self-awareness, the power of knowing exactly who we are and what we need. This light is here to help us sift through the clutter of our past, to discern what has real value and what can be released. It is inviting us to trust ourselves in ways we never have before, to trust that the process of letting go, though difficult, is exactly what is needed for our highest good. In this moment, we are not just being guided to shift the external elements of our lives, though they may change as a result, but we are being guided to undergo a transformation from the inside out. As we release the old and make space for the new, we are allowing ourselves to emerge as the most authentic versions of who we are meant to be. This light helps us to see the infinite possibilities ahead of us, possibilities that are not constrained by past mistakes, old wounds, or outdated versions of success. It helps us realize that our true path forward is not a linear progression based on societal expectations or past achievements, but rather a flow of deep alignment with our inner truth. With each step forward, as we let go of what's no longer in alignment with our soul, we make space for deeper connections, greater purpose, and the kind of joy that comes from living in integrity. The light we are experiencing is not just a temporary feeling. It's a call to deepen our connection to our inner wisdom, to lean into our intuition, and to trust that the universe, in all its vast mystery, is always supporting us. It invites us to align with our most expansive vision of self, not the version that has been shaped by fear, but the version that comes from pure, unfiltered love and authenticity. In this time of cleansing and renewal, the invitation is clear. Take a moment to reflect on what you're holding on to. Is there anything in your life that feels heavy or stagnant? Are there beliefs, people, or circumstances that no longer resonate with your current truth? These are the very things that the light is calling you to release, not in a spirit of rejection or resentment, but in the spirit of liberation, of clearing space for what's truly meant for you. When we surrender what we no longer need, we make room for miracles, unexpected opportunities, beautiful synchronicities, and profound inner peace. This light is showing us that it's not about forcing things to stay that are meant to go. It's about surrendering to the natural flow of life, trusting that every ending is merely a precursor to a new beginning. As we embrace this light, we can also begin to see that it's not only about releasing the old, but also about inviting in the new. The more we allow ourselves to let go of what doesn't serve us, the more we create the conditions for growth, healing, and expansion. This process may require patience, courage, and self-compassion, but in the end, it's leading us to a place of profound authenticity and joy. When we align with our true selves, everything in our lives begins to align with us. Our relationships, our work, our purpose, all become reflections of who we are when we are living in our most authentic state. Ultimately, this light is not just a moment of personal growth, but a deeper shift in consciousness. It is a reminder that we are not here to live in the shadows of our past or the expectations of others. We are here to live boldly, authentically, and fully, in a way that honors our deepest truth. By embracing this light and allowing it to guide us, we are not just transforming our own lives. We are contributing to the transformation of the world around us, radiating our truth and authenticity into every corner of our existence. During times like this, when the energy feels heightened and the world seems to be shifting in subtle yet profound ways, it's completely normal to experience some resistance. It's a lot like the process of detoxing. The body and mind naturally fight against change, even though they know it's necessary for growth and renewal. Similarly, when powerful cosmic energies come into play, we can feel unsettled, as if we're being forced to face things we'd rather leave buried. But here's the thing to remember. This energy is not random, and it's definitely not here to hurt us. It's here for a reason. The real question we face is, will we choose to embrace it, or will we continue resisting the very thing that has the power to transform us? This isn't just another fleeting cosmic event. It's an invitation to deeply transform at the core of who we are. The light that's coming through now is not just passing by like a soft breeze. It's anchoring itself within us, inviting us to let go of outdated patterns, outdated beliefs, and outdated ways of being. It's a call to rise to our highest potential, but only if we're willing to meet it with open arms. So the choice is ours. We can step into this light and allow it to reshape us, or we can stay in the same place we've always been, holding on to the old ways of doing things that have kept us stuck. And make no mistake, transformation doesn't happen by itself. It requires courage, patience, and the willingness to let go of everything we thought we knew about who we are and what we are capable of. It's about releasing the familiar, even if that familiarity has kept us small, comfortable, or safe. It's about moving beyond the limits we've placed on ourselves and the limits others have placed on us. To really integrate this light into our lives, we must be intentional. Pay close attention to the subtle shifts happening within you. Maybe you're feeling drawn to new places or activities that feel more aligned with who you are now. Or maybe you're finding that the things that once brought you joy no longer hold the same appeal. Old habits, relationships, or routines may no longer feel satisfying, or they may even feel heavy. That's because this light is recalibrating your energy, nudging you toward a path that aligns more with your highest potential. But let's be real. Transformation is rarely easy. It's often uncomfortable, disorienting, and challenging. It's like the process of a caterpillar breaking free from its cocoon. At first, it feels vulnerable, even painful. The transformation shakes you to your core. But once the process is complete, once the caterpillar emerges, it is no longer what it once was. It is a butterfly, stronger, more beautiful, and more free than it ever imagined it could be. So if you're feeling disoriented or unsure right now, know that you're not alone. Everyone undergoing transformation experiences these growing pains. The discomfort is not a sign that you're doing it wrong. It's a sign that you're doing it right. The more we resist the discomfort, the more we prolong the transformation. But when we allow ourselves to surrender to it, when we lean into the discomfort and trust the process, that's when we begin to experience the real magic of change. I know that sometimes it can be hard to stay grounded in moments like these, when everything seems to be in flux. But keep going. Trust that this is all part of the bigger picture, even if we can't always see the end result right away. Know that each shift, no matter how small, is helping you evolve into the person you are meant to be. You're being guided toward a life that is more authentic, more aligned with your soul's true purpose, and more expansive than you ever thought possible. So, take a deep breath. Let go of any fear or resistance you may be holding on to. Allow yourself to trust in the process, to trust that this moment is exactly where you need to be. The light is here, and it's yours for the taking. All you have to do is embrace it. If you've made it this far, thank you for your attention. I truly appreciate you taking the time to read and reflect on this message. If you found this content helpful or inspiring, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on more insights like these. Your support means more than you know. And please, Feel free to share your own thoughts or experiences in the comments below. This space is for all of us to connect and learn from one another as we navigate our personal journeys of transformation. Until next time, take care of yourself. Keep embracing the light, and remember, every step forward, no matter how small, is a step toward the highest version of yourself. Stay open, stay patient, and above all, stay true to who you are becoming.